The special counsel investigating Joe Biden found that he willfully retained classified documents from his time as a senator and vice president. It also found that he disclosed classified materials when he was a private citizen. But here's the kicker. They're not going to charge him with anything because the special counsel doesn't believe a jury would convict such a mentally incompetent old man. Here's a quote from the report. We have also considered that, at trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. The report also stated that he did not remember when he was vice president, forgetting on the first day of the interview when his term ended. If it was 2013, when did I stop being vice president? And forgetting on the second day of the interview when his term began. In 2009, am I still vice president? Now, while it's a double standard that they've charged Trump and won't charge Biden, I think the special counsel is right. Ain't no Washington jury going to convict Biden. First off, he's a Democrat. But a jury might not convict an old man that can't even remember this other thing the report noted. Joe did not remember, even within years, when his son Beau died. That kind of explains why he keeps saying that his son died in Iraq. His mind's gone. This report is damning, but also confirms what we all already knew. But dare I say, it might be worse than I thought. Joe Biden is in such a bad way that he thinks he talks to dead people.
I see dead people.
In your dreams?
Seriously, the big guy talks a lot about seeing dead people. I wonder if it's like the kid in the movie The Sixth Sense and he has some kind of an ability. Or it's probably like when people are close to crossing over to the other side and they have a foot in both worlds and are really talking to dead people. If you don't know what I'm talking about, old Joe has been telling stories about talking to people who are dead and gone. At a campaign rally in Las Vegas, and I use the word rally lightly because it was a snooze fest, Biden said in his speech that he talked to Francois Mitterrand in 2021, the president of France from 30 years ago who died in 1996.
What they call a G7 meeting, all the NATO leaders. It was in the south of England. And I sat down and I said, America's back. And Mitterrand from France looked at me and said, you know, how long are you back for?
Of course, people can make mistakes like that. Trump mixed up Nikki Haley and Nancy Pelosi the other day. He was talking about Nancy Pelosi and kept saying Nikki Haley. We've all done that when we have two things on our mind. But why was Francois Mitterrand on Joe's mind? And it's not like this is a one-off for Joe. It was reported that he was speaking at a fundraiser in New York this week and told the same G7 story, but this time said he was talking with German Chancellor Helmut Kohl, who was elected in 1982 and has been dead for 5 years. Now, these two recent cases of Biden confusing the dead for the living isn't something new. Back in September of 22, at the White House Conference on Hunger, Nutrition, and Health, Joe asked where a member of Congress was, forgetting that she had been killed in a car crash weeks earlier.
Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
How terrible for her loved ones. Do you remember what the White House press secretary said was the reason for his mistake?
What I had said is that she was on top of mind.
She was on top of mind? So was Helmut Kohl on top of mind? Or how about Francois Mitterrand? Was a former French president who died almost 20 years ago on top of Joe's mind? Or is it more like he has no mind? With the revelations from the special counsel yesterday, we should see more and more people on the left starting to talk about his declining mental state. Even before this report came out, CNN was talking about it the other day.
I am convinced there will be debates, and I don't see anywhere there is not. Am I wrong?
Look, since 2016, everything that we're convinced of, we need to throw out.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Maybe it'll happen. It'll happen for different reasons than it used to. What's interesting, though, is that President Joe Biden said no to the traditional 60 Minutes interview before the Super Bowl. And to me, him saying no to something that he's expected to do, a serious interview, he can really get his message out to an audience just sitting, waiting for him, waiting for his message, is telling. Is it because he can't handle it?
Maybe Joe Biden can't handle it, said Saleha Mohsin, the Bloomberg journalist appearing on CNN's This Morning. So the mainstream media are starting to talk about his declined mental state. And that was before the special counsel's report came out. Now, will that mean that regular CNN viewers will vote for Trump in this upcoming election? Of course not. But it could mean some people sitting out the election and not voting. And it could give more of a reason for those in power to do something drastic to replace Joe. Look, if Biden can't remember which years he was vice president, or the date when his son died, or who he spoke with at a high-level meeting, it's a national security risk. And it's a bigger national security risk to re-elect him. We know for sure he's not calling the shots, so the people in power can't be held accountable. That's not how our system of government is supposed to work. If the people in power can't be held accountable, then they can get away with anything. And they are getting away with everything. The Washington elite are putting the screws to Donald Trump while they're propping up Joe Biden and overlooking his crimes and mental decline. Because like I said before, they don't want a president in Washington. They want a puppet. And that's the simple truth. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you all want to support this channel, check out the links in the description and let's keep putting some common sense back into the great debate.